celebrating 15 years of Young Turks.
Hello and welcome to the show. I'm Shireen Bhan and you've tuned into India's longest running show on startups and entrepreneurship, Young Turks. Here's what we have lined up for you on the show today. Practo and Delhivery were presented with the Startup of the Year award at the India Business Leader Awards this week. We caught up with the founders to find out what's keeping them busy. The story of next generation media technology company Amagi. All the highlights from the Mumbai leg of the Shiro Summit. CNBC TV 18 hosted the annual 11th India Business Leader Awards this week, and each year the IBLA recognizes business leaders who've made a difference, created an edge above their peers in their sectors, including the startup space. So keeping up with the tradition, the jury recognized the Young Turk of the year 2015, and two startups made the cut. Practo, a healthcare app that works both with caregivers and patients, and Delhivery, that offers last-mile delivery services to multiple e-commerce players. We caught up with the winning founders to find out what's been keeping them busy these days.
CNBC TV 18's 11th India Business Leader Awards is proud to present the Young Turk of the Year award to Practo.
Founded in 2009 by Shashank ND, Practo is a healthcare startup that helps users connect with doctors. Today, the venture claims to have roped in over 50 million users and 200,000 healthcare providers on the platform after having made 5 acquisitions and building a presence in 4 countries. Let's start by talking about Practo Ray, the SaaS part of your business. Would it be fair to say that Practo is a leader when it comes to your SaaS product?
Absolutely. We started Practo Ray in 2009, and for the last 7 years it's been the undisputed leader in technology that drives the doctors in India. It's also one of the leaders in Southeast Asia now. The product has been massively well received in both Tier 1 and in Tier 2 markets. Our latest offering of Practo Ray is a tablet version of Practo Ray called the Practo Tab.
When you enter a new market, and so far you have entered 4 new emerging markets, do you lead the market with Practo Ray? Is that the first product that you launch in the country?
Yes, not without wanting to spilling our beans out on this, we do start with our Practo Ray product. It is our flagship product, and that's how we get our providers on our platform.
So let me talk about the innovation and the product itself. You said that Practo Ray is now available in a tab, and there are if there are any other innovations like that, talk to us about that.
Over the last few quarters, we've launched our telemedicine product called Practo Consult. Practo Consult allows consumers to access doctors and ask questions to doctors directly and get answers directly from doctors. We've also touched upon a few new areas in consumer health, like delivery of medicines, which currently has been rolled out in Bangalore. We are very keen to roll it out in other cities, which we should be doing shortly.
As someone who started with Practo Search and has now expanded to these other areas that other apps are already specializing in, would you think that you're late in entering these spaces, or do you still think you have the first mover's advantage?
It's never late. I think it's always right to get it right. It's very important to, even when we launched search, we were not the first ones to launch search in India. We were probably the 10th website to have doctor search, but we got it right, and that's why we succeeded. Okay,
so if I've got my numbers right, you've raised so far about $125 million, which is one of the highest that any startup has raised in this particular sector. So tell us, where are you allocating those funds, and how are you using this money?
Largely our focus has been on 2 networks that we have built. We are very focused on the provider network. As I mentioned, even though we are leading this network, there are a lot more work that has to be done in connecting up the provider network. Apart from this, we continue to run experiments, which we're all inside the company very excited about. That hopefully you'll see a day of light where more consumers outside will start using them. But till then, they'll stay private with me.
Recently, in a Forbes interview, you said that you are looking at profitability sometime in mid-2017. Is that only for the B2B play, or are you talking about Practo as a whole?
Absolutely. I think we've been very fortunate to reach a place where as a platform we are doing really well. It is very important for sustainability to be a key focus of ours. We have reached a place where we believe in the next few quarters, in a year or plus, we would be able to reach profitability as Practo as a whole.
Please welcome Suraj Saharan, the co-founder of Delhivery. Suraj, can we have you on stage?
From healthcare to logistics, delivery and e-commerce enabled startup caught the wave before the boom and took on pan-India last-mile deliveries by servicing multiple e-commerce players. Today the venture is all set to clinch a deal with Chinese e-commerce giant Alibaba, and we couldn't help but go back to the start. You started out in 2011 as just a very small delivery company with a handful of delivery boys, and then you pivoted into this full-scale, logistics company. What was the strategy, or what was the rationale behind you doing that?
Food delivery, as you know, is a very local sort of business, and we were only providing logistics service. But that was also a time when the e-commerce sector itself was sort of taking off, and we had started working with a few e-commerce companies to fill idle capacity, but very quickly we realized that there's a bigger challenge that the e-commerce industry faces as far as logistics is concerned, and if we don't sort of do it, somebody else would. And so we quickly pivoted and sort of went down that path. And in terms of what we've sort of come to in terms of numbers, it's just been following the growth of the e-commerce industry itself.
Right. So apart from delivery and reverse logistics, are there any other parts of the supply chain that you're probably looking to focus into sometime in the future? Is that something that you think you and the team is thinking about?
So we've already started doing a number of things. We've already started international shipping. So if there are clients who want us to ship from India to outside or from outside back into India, we sort of provide that service. We've also started doing bulk B2B movements within India, because we already have a large surface network of our self-operated trucks, and so using that we can provide a very time-defined sort of delivery to bulk movements.
Have things with Alibaba shaped up yet?
So Alibaba is looking at us as one of the partners for doing logistics in India, and the discussions have been going on for a while. Whenever they sort of formally decide to launch in India, we'll find out what the final outcome is.
Congratulations to the team at Practo and Delhivery. With that, it is time for us to take a break on Young Turks. But when we return, catch the story of next generation media technology company Amagi. Stay tuned for more.
Celebrating 15 years of Young Turks.